Hi guys, today I am at Cardiff Castle, walking around taking in the sights on this beautiful sunny day. As you can see, it's a pretty interesting place. This medieval castle is in really good condition. So I've decided to make these videos where I interview people that I meet along the way. And so today's question for this video is, do you think intelligent life exists in outer space? And if so, do you think they'll visit or ever have visited?
Almost certainly, because of math. I just feel like this ever-expanding universe, and I don't think Earth can possibly be the oldest rock in it. So I feel like definitely there's got to be some intelligent life somewhere. Will they visit us, or have they? I feel like both of those questions are equally terrifying. I don't think we'll ever see it as far as humanity. I think we might extinguish ourselves before anyone visits us.
Statistically, it probably does exist, but there's a Curse Gazette video that talks about it, and basically it says the fact that we haven't seen aliens is probably a good sign, and we probably don't ever want to, because it means that, one, they're either been avoiding us and then we finally met them, which is a problem, or they all died off and then we won't ever see them again, which is just what happens to all species. So it's probably a good thing if we never see them, in my view.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I think it'd be silly to think that there isn't life outside of Earth. So, yeah.
I think they do. I think the universe is so big and we're always exploring different planets all the time that, come on, one of them has to have, some other people there. But I also think that if they're more advanced than us, which there's a good chance they are, maybe they're watching us. Maybe they just don't want to come down and say hi. I don't know. Maybe they've watched like Independence Day or something where we like go crazy and try to blow up all the ships and stuff. But yeah, I definitely think something out there.
Yeah, I think there probably is intelligent life in outer space. Will they ever visit? Possible. I don't know. I don't really think about that kind of thing. Like, I just like this planet. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I do. I do think that intelligent life exists. I think that it is too improbable for us to be the only instance. Given how short a blip our humanity has been in the spectrum of the Earth's life, scale that out to the time of the solar system and all of the other planets that we know about and the ones that we don't know about and the ones we don't know that we don't know about. Sure. Whether it's happening concurrently or previously, really good question. I think it's more likely that it's already happened or is yet to happen than it is happening right now. I would, of course, do I wish for them to visit is a really good question. It's an interesting one, right? Because like if it happened, it would be utterly fascinating, and it would probably bring like this seismic shift to the world, and you'd have like half the world who like it changes their belief structure, and like it's like this everything about life has been a waste, and this is what we've got to focus on, and and then the other half are just like so what? And of course, actually, it won't be half. It'll be like third, and then the other third's kind of like they're here to destroy us. We must destroy them first.
I think there's probably, maybe.
Yeah.
There's got to be
something. Yeah, there's got to be something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want them to visit us. Not for like our sake, but maybe for like, I don't know. I don't feel like they'd like us very much.
Get here and turn
yeah,
around.
we'd probably like experiment on them and God knows what. So I just don't know.
Well, statistics say that there likely is because it's infinite, and therefore there are infinite forms of life. But whether they'll ever visit us, I don't know. Ever is a long time. I'm not sure we'll still be around.
I think there's probably intelligent life in outer space. And I based that on the idea that there is a seemingly infinite number of stars. From observations with James Webb and the Kepler telescopes, we've seen that there's an average of 1 exoplanet per star. That's a lot of planets. And then if you consider a large chunk of those are going to be potentially habitable for some form of life. Certainly a ridiculous number of planets out there are going to be very similar to Earth, rocky, covered in water, in the Goldilocks zone. So if there's millions and millions of planets out there just like ours, surely you're going to see some life. I mean, we've ran that experiment. What happens when you have a planet like that in the Goldilocks zone, covered in water, next to a sun? What happens? Well, life produced on this planet. I just don't see why that wouldn't happen almost every time out there in outer space. I don't think we're that special. I don't think life is that special. And I say this because there's the work of an American physicist, Jeremy England, which is quite compelling, that looks at how you get from just inanimate matter to larger and larger structures, larger molecules. And he looks at entropy and basically argues that there is some selection process for the types of molecules that can be produced in these systems when there's a constant energy input. And so the argument is that, no, it's not random. There wasn't some magical thing that happened, but on a long enough time scale, in the right circumstances, following the laws of entropy, which seemingly is counterintuitive, because we think of entropy as something that's creating chaos in the universe. But on an atomic level, in these systems, entropy can be the guiding force to, in fact, creating these large structures. And eventually, you know, RNA type structures, things that are close to life or parts of life. And then I guess if you ran that experiment, you know, an absurd number of times across the planet, then you're probably going to get some type of life over the billions of years that you're running those experiments. So I think that's what happened here on Earth, and I don't see why that couldn't happen elsewhere and then lead to intelligent life. Do I think that the aliens have ever visited Earth? Well, I've seen Ancient Aliens. I wasn't very convinced. Do I think that they will ever reach Earth? Forever is a long time, so maybe eventually. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. I would love for that to happen in my lifetime. I think it would be one of the most amazing things ever, but also one of the most frightening things ever. Because clearly if they can get here, they're going to be ridiculously advanced. I think this question is interesting about aliens because there was the Navy pilot, David Fravor, that came out and swore that he has seen a UFO. And the Pentagon released a bunch of information about that, and apparently it has been tracked on instruments and there's multiple witnesses. So that says to me that either it's happened, which is really interesting, you know, probably the most interesting thing to have ever happened, or perhaps they're just lying. I think it's far more likely that they're lying, that it's some type of psychological operation, which, you know, it's kind of a bit sad that that's much more likely. But yeah, a lot of people have said they've seen things, and it always makes me wonder, are they all wrong? You know, am I going to meet somebody one day that tells me they have definitely seen something that makes them believe in UFOs and intelligent life from outer space? I've never seen anything, so for me, I'm going to have to say, no, I don't think it's ever came here. I don't think it will anytime soon.